Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today I have a very special first look at the brand new 1/6 scale Donatello from Mondo's brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lineup. This is something that was first revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was immediately intrigued by it. Not only was it a really cool looking Ninja Turtles figure, but I loved the entire concept. Essentially, what we have here is what they're calling the MondoVerse. It's their own reimagining of a TMNT story that is set in the original 1990 movie universe. That is right. These brand new figures are telling an all-new story that is fully approved by Paramount. Like, Paramount gave Mondo permission to just run with this brand new story that is set in the movie universe. And I believe Mondo explained it as if this was happening after the events of TMNT 2, Secret of the Ooze. And the entire concept here is, what if Krang showed up from Dimension X in this movie universe? And we start seeing the movie universe kind of start looking a little bit like what we know and love from the cartoon and the comics and stuff like that. I think it's a really, really cool concept. It's sort of like a spiritual successor to the original films with an all-new story by Mondo. And this is just an incredible looking figure right here. So I need to let you guys know that what we have here is a very early prototype. Mondo wanted to let me know that this is still in production right now, so there might be some things on this that are tweaked and perfected by the time the final figure comes out, and I'll point some of those things out to you as we're looking at this. But this is just to give you guys a good idea of what you're ordering from Mondo, what the figure is going to look like when you get it in hand. So, as I mentioned, inspired by the original 1990 movie universe, but clearly it's also its own thing. It is not exact to like those Jim Henson costumes, but you can see the obvious homage to those films in this beautifully designed action figure. I mean, the sculpting on this is really, really freaking amazing. I love the overall look of this, the detailing, the deco. It's beautiful. It's just an absolutely gorgeous Ninja Turtles figure. You know, and in a world where it seems like we have endless TMNT toys, like, you really got to do something to stand out, and this is already doing that like right away, but there's so much more to this. Let me show you guys everything about this. So one of the things that I absolutely love about the detailing on this figure that I'm kind of coming in close here because I want to point out some of these very specific things. So like, we're still in the 1990s, right? And Donatello here is starting to, he's starting to does machines. So now this Donatello is starting to get more into the scientific stuff, building gadgets, creating stuff for the Turtles. Something we didn't really see him do a whole lot of in those films, but we are heading that direction with Donatello now. And there's so many fun little details on this. Like, I love the little 9-volt batteries that are strapped to his belt harness here. Like, it's like, you know, a very 90s thing. 9-volt batteries. What now uses 9-volt batteries still, aside from smoke detectors, right? So I love the idea that Donnie's always carrying some extra batteries just in case any of his gadgets need it. Again, look at, I love the little pin up there, you know, just a little personality on Donatello's belt. But beautiful details there, the pouches, like, it looks like he's got like a rubber band wrapped around here holding some stuff together. Of course, we've got the initial on the belt, which is a fun addition there. All the way around to the back, you'll notice we've got 2 holsters. That's because we have 2 different bow staffs that I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I love the fanny pack. Look at this. He's got a fanny pack hanging off of his belt. Purple, bright blue, and this is where one of our first fun little Easter eggs comes in. Do you guys get it? Do you guys get it? Do I need to spell it out for you? Obviously, there's like a clothing designer that's like this gecko, and the Mondo logo is on there, as in the toy company that made this. Come on, Mondo Gecko. Mondo Gecko reference. So I love that they're kind of doing a little bit of world building here. Like, it makes me wonder, like, are we going to see a Mondo Gecko in this world? Or is this just a fun Easter egg? Either way, I love this. I think that is really, really fun. The detailing is beautiful all the way around on this. Like, look how incredible that shell looks. Really does evoke the feeling of the detailing on those movie costumes. The skin has got a nice texture to it all the way around. And I love some of the mishmashing going on here too, like with Donatello's wraps. Like, he's got purple wraps on his right foot and like two different kinds of pads. Like, this one looks like a skateboarding knee pad of sorts, right? I love he's got like a band-aid over it as well, like he's repairing maybe a scratch or a dent or a break in there with a band-aid. And then he's got more of like what you would typically see the Ninja Turtles wear as his knee pad on the left, with like just kind of the normal color wraps on his left ankle there. I just think some of those details are really fun. Of course, we got like, look, the little spots up on the shoulders, around the face there, very reminiscent to what you would see in the films. So man, he looks great and he feels really hefty. Like, there's some serious weight to this guy. You'll see that the balance is really good. Like, he stands just fine on his own. And we should run down the articulation here. Now, the articulation is very similar to a lot of the other 1/6 figures that Mondo has produced, but if this is going to be your first one, let me run through this for you here real quick. That head is ball jointed there. And the head will be removable. We got lots of interchangeable heads I'll show you in just a little bit. But you got that barbell there, so it's articulated down in the neck as well as at the head there. So you got, look at that good range of motion there. You got really tight joints at the shoulders, so the arms can go upwards, downwards, forwards, backwards, swivels at the bicep. You do have double joints at the elbows. You got this nice ball joint with the hinge there on the wrist. So look at that great range of movement there. You can roll it all the way around. You'll notice that underneath the turtle shell, we do have some waist articulation. Look at that, right in the midsection there. So it rolls all around. You got a good range of movement there. You got those ball joints at the thighs. Legs can split outwards, forwards, backwards. You can actually hear it squeaking because it is a bit tight in there. Swivel at the knee cut, double joints at the knees. That swivels also at the knee there. And then you got your ankles there that do have the rocker, so they go side to side like that, forwards, backwards. You get a really good range of movement, and all of the joints feel real good on this guy. Like, he seems to stand no matter which way we pose him. He gets a good sturdy stance. Good for a Ninja Turtle, right? You want to be able to get some ninja poses out of these guys, and I definitely think you're going to be able to pull that off with this figure. So while this figure is the 1/6 scale, bringing in the tape measure here, you can see that he's just over 10 inches, like maybe pushing 10.5 inches tall. But you know, the Ninja Turtles typically are depicted a little bit shorter than like a standard human. So just for fun, also I just thought this would be a really cool look. I stuck him in here alongside Mondo's He-Man and Lion-O, and you can see that Donatello is quite a bit shorter than those other two heroes, but also, how cool is this? Like, this really shows these iconic characters all done by Mondo in this 1/6 scale and style. They look really great together. Okay, so this is where things get really fun with this guy, because while the figure itself is a beautiful figure, good articulation, sturdy, he feels nice, he comes with a ton of accessories. Like, there is so much with this figure, and I think the thing we got to start with is the interchangeable heads, because Mondo created a very unique interchangeability with the heads. So first of all, you get 4 different heads with this particular figure. The head that is on the figure right out of the box is kind of a more of just a standard stoic look, but then we get various levels of like teeth gritting poses. We get like the very angry one, we get like a teeth gritting smile, and then we get like the open mouth smile. With that open mouth one has a very, very like movie look to it. Like, that feels like those classic films there. But this is where things get really fun. I'm actually going to remove the head from the figure so you can see it is just a ball joint up here. Also, I love how much this just looks like a turtle costume now. Like, it looks like we should have an actor's head up here. But we got our 4 different heads. It's worth noting that the bandana is also swappable on this, and we have 2 different bandanas. So you have one that's hanging straight down, and you have one that is kind of blowing in the wind a little bit there. So that's pretty cool that you've got those options as well. Now, here's the thing you might have noticed with those head sculpts. 3 of those heads have whited out eyes. You know, like Mirage Comics, the original Playmates Toys. It's a very iconic look for the turtles. But in the movies, they had pupils. You could see their eyeballs. So we do have one head out of the package here that does have pupils in the eyes, but that doesn't mean that's the only head that you can display that with. Because this figure has interchangeable eyes, and the way they pull this off is like so. All of the heads can separate just like this. So the lower portion of the head pops off. The eyes are what the actual ball joint socket are attached to for the body. So you could pull those out of the top of the head. Ooh, that's creepy, right? That's creepy. Yeah, so you could pop that out of socket and then say, for example, that original head that we popped off the figure already, if we want to swap those out, look at that. We can just pull this apart. We can pop the eyes out of here. Look at that. So now you got these just like whited out eyes. And then in its place, we can insert the eyes with the pupils. We'll just attach the top here. Give that a good firm press. Boom, locks it in place just like so. Then you can add whichever headband you want to add to the back there as well. And look at that. Now we've got a turtle with pupils in his eyes. So that means you can interchange that system with all four of the heads, giving you the option to display Donatello however you want. If you want him to look more like the actual films with the pupils in the eyes, or if you want him to look more like the Mirage comics, those kind of very mean, action-heavy turtles. You could do that with any of the head sculpts there, and honestly, I think it works well with all of them. It's very cool. This is one of the things that Mondo did want me to mention, is still being kind of tweaked for the final. All of these are working really well, but they said they wanted me to make sure people knew that they are working on tightening this joint right here so that this locks in place real solid on the final figure. I haven't really had any issues with these. These are holding just fine, and like I said, the socket is actually attached to the eyes on the inside, so when you put it on the ball joint on the head, it seems to sit just fine. And I love this. I think this is such a fun, unique way to like display Donatello in multiple different looks. Of course, aside from the interchangeable heads, you also get a bunch of different hands, like so many different interchangeable hands, which is like gripping hands for his different accessories. Like some of these are shaped to grip onto like some of the tools that are included. You've got closed fists, you've got open hands, and then you've got this awesome gloved hand. And that is what I want to show you guys real quick. This will be a perfect way to demonstrate how this works in case you are not familiar. The hands are very easy to remove right off of these little ball joints there with the little pegs, and then you can easily replace the new hand. Now, we have a couple of other accessories that I want to show you guys as well here. So first of all, there's some fun little things you can interchange. Like if you want Donatello to wear a calculator watch, another very 90s thing, you can actually easily swap off the little wrap that's on his wrist, and you can replace it with that calculator watch, and you can put that on either arm, whatever works for you, but obviously that is a very cool little addition. Or we've got this other, it's kind of like a, I would assume it's some sort of glove that works with his inventions of sorts, right? Very Power Glove-esque. So we've got two different hands that have like this gloved hand look to it, and we can slide this on. We got this extra piece right here. I love that it's got like a calculator on here, and the last piece is a video game controller. You can see there's a little peg on the back side, so that'll plug into the hand. You can plug the little cable into the glove itself, and look at that. We got this fun little Power Glove type invention of Donatello's for whatever work he's using that for. It's a very fun little addition. I love the video game controller, the calculator, also the little numbers on there. 13, 15, 14, 4, 15. Did you guys crack the code? Can you crack the code? Do you know what that spells out? I figured it out. Put it in the comments if you figured it out. But I love stuff like this, these fun little things that Mondo is kind of creating for this figure, like really making it feel like this world is like expanding, like they're telling a story with these figures, even just with the accessories that are included. For example, one of the other things that you get is this. It's Metalhead's head. Now, it is worth noting this is not the same like socket as these guys. So this one here, it's kind of got like a square peg on the inside there. So this is not an interchangeable head for Donatello. What this essentially is a little piece of equipment that he's working on. Like, he's building Metalhead in this story. So this is just a fun thing you can display with him. Of course, you've got tools like screwdriver and a wrench that you can use for the figure there to make it look like he is working on Metalhead. To go along with that, we've also got like a pair of goggles that could fit over the figure's head, which is really fun. And we even have a pair of glasses, which has kind of become more common with Donatello in recent iterations. I love the tape between holding the frames together. There's some tape on the side. So this prototype version doesn't have the little string behind, but all of the pictures you see like on the pre-order page, there's supposed to be a string to like a strap so that the glasses stay on the head better. They kind of just sit on his nose. With that strap, it would obviously look a lot better, but again, it's just another way that you can change Donatello's look. I love it. So many other fun accessories. He's got some weapons that harken back to the original Playmates Toys action figures, like the weapons you would see coming on his little weapons rack sprue, including like these little modified ninja stars, where you can see that he's added like computer chips to them. So he's teched up the ninja stars somehow. We have things like a grapple hook with a real string, and we even have the turtle com. The actual classic turtle coms are now in this MondoVerse version of the movie world, and there's even a little teaser on one of the upcoming figures because there's a picture of the Mondo Leonardo on the screen, which is really fun. And of course, you can't have Donatello without his bow staff. So you get not one, but two different bow staffs. So you get a classic wooden style bow staff. Of course, this isn't real wood, but it looks great. It looks like real wood. But you also get this new tech bow staff. You know, as if Donatello inventing something a little stronger to fight against some robot foot soldiers maybe in this universe. Maybe they're not teenage kids being handed cigarettes anymore to join the Foot Clan. Maybe they're robots now, like we expect them to be in the original cartoon. So Donatello has created this awesome tech bow staff. This is really fun because it's got the ability to add a little bit of a flair to it. Watch this. You can actually pull these pieces out just a little bit here. They actually do remove all the way if you want them to, but you get these little lightning effects that you can now attach on there. And now you've got this bow staff with like these little electrical shocks coming out of either end of it. So it's like an electrified bow staff for fighting off robot foot soldiers. And earlier on I showed you on the back of the figure, you do have a holster for both bow staffs there. So you can actually put these right there, store them on his back, just like so. Boom, he can hold both bow staffs. Now, the last inclusion is probably going to be a fan favorite. I foresee it already. In this world, Donatello has captured or brought back a few mousers, and he has reprogrammed them to work for the turtles, to help them out in the lab. That's right, this Donatello has two mouser buddies. So the Mondo exclusive version comes with two little repurposed mousers that are now working for the Ninja Turtles. So you got this guy here. He's like a little RC car mouser. Look at that. He's got like real rolling wheels. He's got a new turtle logo on his back. I love the built like the flashlights that like make eyeballs on him. And he's got a video camera in his mouth. So this one is obviously for documenting and recording. I love that it's a giant VHS tape video camera, you know, because we're still in the 1990s. Super fun little guy. His name is Magellan. That's right, these guys have names. So our little RC car mouser is Magellan. And then we have Newton. Newton is so fun looking. Look, Donatello gave him little arms. He's got those same kind of flashlight eyeballs up there. He's got little antennas. And there's some fun articulation here. Like, look, you can move the little antennas on his head. The mouth doesn't open up, but it is like a ball joint at the head, so that can swivel around there. The arms look like they stay in place, but the legs are articulated up here at the hips, but nowhere else in the rest of the legs. They're pretty static, but great looking little figure. I love how he crossed out the foot logo on the head and then added the turtle stamp to his back there. But these guys are incredible. I foresee them being new fan favorites. I can't believe this isn't something that's been done before. Donnie repurposing the Mousers, has it? Am I just not remembering it? But the idea of Donnie like repurposing Mousers and turning them into like lab assistants totally tracks. What an incredible idea. So there you go, my friends. That is my early look at the upcoming 1/6 scale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Donatello figure from Mondo. I want to give a very special thanks to Mondo for allowing me to look at this early prototype version so we can get a feel for what this new TMNT line has in store for us. This is a timed pre-order currently running at mondoshop.com. You have until December 2nd, 2025 to place your pre-order. The price on him is $250, but it includes everything that I showed you guys here today. The figure, the 2 Mousers, the 4 interchangeable heads, all the hands, all the accessories. It's a pricey figure, but I will say, like, I can see where the money's going. I mean, the detail is incredible. All of those accessories. This is a great action figure. And like I said in the beginning, like in a world where we have so many Ninja Turtles toys, you really have to do something that stands out and feels special. And I really think Mondo's doing that. I'm excited with this new MondoVerse that they're creating, this new world that these turtles are living in. And I'm kind of excited to see like what's next, like what characters are we gonna get here aside from the 4 turtles? Like they teased Mondo Gecko. Are we getting Mondo Gecko? I'm excited to see. Now's your chance. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Are you in on another Ninja Turtles line? Is this enough to sway you to buy a brand new Donatello figure, 1/6 scale? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and until next time.